What's going on, everybody? It's me, Deontay. I'm back with a review of Candyman. As you can see, Jordan is not here for this video as well because she is a big old baby and she doesn't like scary movies. Well, she doesn't like to watch them without me being there. And since she's back at home, um, she wasn't going to go see this. But I saw it. I left the movies about an hour ago, came home, got my thoughts together about, how I was going to structure the review. And what I'm going to do is because I don't want to make a spoiler free review and a spoiler, I'm going to make one video doing both. And I'll put a timestamp of when the spoilers start because I don't want to go in on a movie without saying why. So, so it's going to just sound like I'm hating on the movie, but I'm really not. I'm just saying what I feel, how I feel. But first, I thought the movie was really good for like not really good, good for like 2/3 of the movie. Like the the way it was shot, it looked beautiful. The the chemistry between Tiona and Yaya, like Yaya is becoming like to me, like he's one of those like up and coming, not up and coming, but whenever he's on screen, I'm like paying attention to him, like kind of like Michael B. Jordan in Remorse. Yeah, no remorse. Everything around him could have been anything. I was just focused on him. Like Yaya was just like every time he was on scene, it was just like, all right, you got it, bro. You got it. You that dude. Tiana Parrish, she was in One Division for a little bit, and she will be back in was it Miss Marvel, which Nia DaCosta Costa will be directing that movie as well. So I don't want it to get confused. I know some people see Jordan Peele's name on it and they think that he directed it. He didn't. He just produced it. However, this movie suffers from the same thing the last two Jordan Peele films suffered from. The third act was not good. It didn't hit like it was supposed to. And not only that, it didn't make any fucking sense. Like I like there's like a build up to the end, and the end has like a big reveal or like you can tell it was supposed to hit real hard, but it didn't. All I was thinking about was I'm like, what? What is it? What's going on? Like, like I don't know. The movie just I don't really know how to feel about like how quickly the movie progressed. Like it progressed very quickly. Like there's a thing going on with Anthony McCoy's character, and it goes from like, just this thing to this thing like really quickly. And you'll know it once you see the movie, you'll know it. Or if you like you're not gonna go see the movie, you're gonna wait until it hits like VOD or whatever. Eventually you'll know. But it just like I want to say everything but the story was good about the movie. But they did include, which is what I like, since this was a sequel to the original, the homage that they paid to the original was all done perfectly. Like they stuck to the lore like 99%. Like there was a couple of scenes that didn't make sense, and I'll get into it in the spoiler part. But there was a couple of scenes that didn't kind of add up. However, for the most part, they stuck to the lore, and they did it perfectly. It was perfect. There was nothing. It was just it didn't make sense in the end. Like everything else was done well. It was scary. Well, I wouldn't even say it was scary. It was just like a typical slasher. There was one jump scare. There was one jump scare. I'm not gonna tell you when it is, but there was one jump scare that it got you. But the most part, you can see where the movie was going, and when it got to where it was going, it was like psych. Like we're gonna throw this in here, and the big theme around this movie was like social. It was socially conscious. Like it had a message about gentrification. The ghetto being because they actually the set where they made Cabrini Green, like it looked almost identical to the one back in the original movie, and the one in the original movie was like they were torn down. So I don't know how that. At least that's what I saw somewhere, that they tore those projects down. But other than that, I don't know. I just like it's getting great reviews, and I'm glad. Um, but if you're someone who's like, uh, I don't really want to go into the movies because of COVID and the pandemic, then you don't have to go see this. Now, unfortunately, just being honest, you can wait until it comes on, whatever streaming service will come on. It's one of those movies. It's like it's like a really, really high, high budget Netflix. You know how you watch a Netflix movie and it's like you almost had me, but you fucked up in the end. And that's kind of what I feel like this movie does. And I was a big fan. Like, it just didn't, like, I don't know. But once you see it, let me know what you think in the comments. If you understand what I mean about how it just it didn't flow well. It just didn't flow well. But that's gonna end the non-spoiler part of the video. Now, for the spoilers, here's what I mean. Number one, when he got bit and his arm started to fucking decay, people were just like, they were just, he was just going about his business like it was nothing. Didn't that smell? His hand was literally decaying right there. Like, why did it take him so long to go to the hospital? Like, he was picking at it and it was like falling. Like, all right, it was the fact that they just ignored that. It was really pissing me off. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, come on, man. Like, it reminds me of this movie I watched where the girl, she was literally turning into a zombie. And you'll know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, put the movies in the comment. It was a Netflix movie, but she got like this disease or something like that, and she was literally turning into a zombie throughout the movie, and she didn't go to the doctor at all. I think maybe she went like at the very end when the symptoms were just like too bad. Like, he just didn't do anything about his arm, and you knew, like, oh, his arm is decaying, so he's obviously gonna cut his arm. His arm is obviously gonna be replaced with the hook. So you saw it coming, but how they did it, which is where I'm getting to at the end with the dude from the dry cleaners. Like, what the fuck? Like, what was that? First of all, he was rambling. I didn't understand a word he was saying. Like, I'm like, what is he talking about? What is this? Where did you get this from? Like, why is this happening right now? Like, I guess his plan was to have Anthony, kill her and be the new Candyman, so people can remember the old Candyman, and he can kill the white people for the gentrification or whatever was going on. Because I don't think, and let me make sure. Well, no, he did kill that black girl in the bathroom whenever old boy did the flashback. Because I don't think any black people were killed in this movie in present time. The two people from the art gallery, they weren't black. The critic, she wasn't black. None of the kids, none of the girls in the college were black. Who else died? All the police officers died. And Tiana Parrish, she killed the black dude. So I don't think any black people died. But it just didn't make sense. The ending, and then they brought back Tony Todd, which was cool to see. They de-aged him, but what it didn't hit like that for me. I'm sorry, but the bees around the face, that was fire. His voice, like, they tried to do the Tony Todd voice, the voiceover, like, like when he did with an original, of "Be My Victim" or whatever. Like, they tried to do that. Didn't hit for me. Didn't hit at all. And like, I was wondering, because I thought I was tripping when he showed her the painting. I was like, yo, that painting is ass. Like, yo, what the fuck? And I'm glad that the like, that was the point. Like, people were like, this, like, because the dude, was like, yo, did you get that shit out like the garbage or something? He was like, nah, I painted it. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm not the only one that thinks that shit didn't look good. I understand your message and it's a good message, but the painting was ass. But it did shed light on the whole art world that I'm like, this is kind of cool. Like, I'm gonna go fucking paint some shit. But you know, I don't know. It's just like it just really fell apart towards the end. Like Vanessa Williams came back and she was great when she did the whole. Don't say like that shit was so fire. Like oh, that was so fire. What else? What else did I like? I want to say I enjoyed the movie, but I got annoyed with the ending because it didn't hit like what like maybe you change one or two things and then it hits, but for me it didn't hit and it kind of like that and the fact that he ignored his arm decaying really like it just really annoyed me. It was I couldn't focus on the movie because I'm like, bruh, why aren't you going to the hospital? His arm was decaying to like right here. It's like all the way up here. And he did nothing the whole time until his fingernail came off. Like, and then they threw in her backstory with her father just jumped out the window, right? He just jumped out the window like I don't know. None of that hit home with me. None of that resonated with me because it was like it was just thrown in there. Like, you know, I didn't connect with it. You know, like it just didn't hit like that for me. But that's really all I have to say. If you don't care about, you know, the COVID or whatever you want to get out, go out and see the movie. Hopefully you'll enjoy it better than I did. But if you're like, I don't want to go because the pandemic, don't waste your time. If you know, it's not that good. It's not bad, but it ain't that good. That's all I got for you today. Tell me what you think in the comments. Hey, look, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are really trying to get this, you know, get this channel jumping. We got a lot more things in store. We have a whole Marvel watch through with Jordan. We're up to Captain America 2. She first time watching it. She hasn't watched anything other than Black Panther. A lot of the stuff you see on the channel that we watch or we go over, it's her first time. Unless it's something new, and it's my first time too. It's just me rewatching it with her. So, you know, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. That way you can be updated when anything new drops. And if you are into like gaming or anything like that, I do have a Facebook gaming page. It's also This Is Awful. You don't even need Facebook app. You can just download the Facebook gaming app and then just search the channel This Is Awful. We do live streams there as well. But that's all I got for you today. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day.